1450 AM, the heart and soul of Richmond. One of your hosts, Tony Cobb, also known as Professor. Joined in my immediate right for my man, Glenn Brown, G-Man, the Walking Encyclopedia. What's up, G?
How's everybody? How's it doing?
All right, and across the table from him, the legend, the man, the Hall of Fame coach himself. We call him the Godfather, Coach Lou Anderson.
Hey, look, I want to know if my voice sound all right because I'm here in person.
And you're looking good, Coach. I'm
And
telling
it's
you.
wonderful. I want y'all to know we got a wonderful looking studio here.
Yeah.
You need to come by.
Like the new digs, huh, Coach?
That's
Love the
right.
new digs. And as always, we led on the board by my man, Cowboy Reggie.
Like I said, the Godfather is live and in person.
right.
Godfather, you looking good, Godfather. You looking good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to borrow that towel from him one day.
Godfather looking sweet, ain't it, man?
Tell you what, guys, got a lot of NFL to talk about, some baseball and everything to talk about, but let's start today's show talking about the untimely passing of local legend, this all-time great basketball great, and that is Petersburg High's only one and only Mr. Moses Malone.
Chairman of the board.
Chairman of the boards, Big Mo, you know, just all kinds of nicknames for him. But more importantly, he's a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. He was one of the NBA's 50 greatest players of all time. But more importantly, he was one of ours. He was a homeboy, came out of Petersburg High. I had the pleasure, I'm sure a coach can share some experience, but I had the pleasure of watching him play. I believe it was in 1974, his senior year, against John Marshall. They came up to Richmond to play John Marshall. John Marshall had Biggie Bell, Rooks, a lot of great players. Yeah, Joe Barnes and them. And I can remember that Moses was just like, he was a man among boys on the court and everything. And that was a good John Marshall team that he almost kind of single-handedly defeated. And but anyway, untimely passing. He was in Norfolk doing what he typically does. He was about to participate in a charity golf event and was having heart problems and passed away in his hotel room. But I believe his service is today. Is that right, Coach? His funeral's
I
today?
think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to hog all the time. Just Moses Malone, thoughts, stories, or memories. Coach, let you start.
Well, he's one of the greatest players we have ever witnessed.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, locally. And more than that, he was a great guy.
Great guy.
Never heard of him getting in any kind of trouble. I mean, I'm talking about dumb stuff that these guys get in now. Moses was a great player, and the thing that I love about him, he always felt that guys in Petersburg could beat anybody.
He sure said that.
He said that. I know G-Man probably jump on that. I can't remember the words he
It was in
had.
the NBA Finals. He said he could
Exactly.
get 4 guys from Petersburg and they could play even with the Celtics.
That's
You know
right.
who one of those guys were that he was talking about? One of them was Mark West.
Oh yeah,
Who went on to be an NBA
That's
player.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark West, he played. What team he saw with?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix. That's right. Great guy, man. I liked him too. I mean, both of these guys were good examples.
Yeah.
Good guys. Took care of their parents.
Yeah.
And Mo really took care of his mom.
Sure
he really did. I mean, I can remember the house she lived in right off Virginia State campus. Passed it many times.
Right.
And then, you know, the students was in the motel near her home. And I rang, you know, kids in college, they think they own their whole community. And then Moses moved his mother further out in Chesterfield. And if his mother's living, we just want her to know that we think the world of her. She passed?
Yeah.
Right,
She passed away.
right. I thought she had. But man, he was a good guy because he always thought of his mom. He was always coming to Petersburg to see her.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing. Some guys, they have money and whatnot, and they forget about their parents.
Yeah.
And Mose and Mark West, they're 2 class guys from
Class
Petersburg. Yeah. And they're not the only one because they had football players too there.
Ricky Hunley.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did well.
Now, Reggie, I'll pose this question to you. The state of Virginia has produced a lot of great NBA players.
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
definitely. But would you say Moses was the best to ever come out of the state of Virginia?
Well, It's kind of hard to say because Moses got the break, you know, with the NBA.
Okay.
You know, because I remember the 60-minute piece they did with Petersburg in high school. And, I mean, even Bodine, I mean, when he played with the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and then, of course, Mr. Dandruff, Norfolk State.
Then Allen Iverson, David Robinson, Grant Hill.
With my Washington Wizards, he was our only, you know, championship, you know. So, I mean, just a plethora of people, you know. But real quick, Lefty Zell had a story where Mo had to go to jail to play this guy called the Milkman. He was 6'10". And basically it was kind of tough him up a little bit.
Okay.
Lefty Zell told that story, the old left-hander. And Godfather, you know, the left-hander, his stories, you know. But I got to say this, man. When I heard the news, first thing I thought about was my man Mitch Malone.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, Mitch and Moses, Mitch's name, and I
Were they related?
No, they wasn't. I don't think he changed his last name. He did. Okay. See.
Mitch changed his name to Malone.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. They were. I mean, they were true. They were true friends and brothers and what have you. And I'm gonna tell you, Mitch to me was one of the greatest announcer in sports and what have you that I've heard around here. I'm serious. He was a tough guy, and I can say this because he was over at State during the time I was there, and I thought the world of him.
Now, Glenn, let me ask you, where would you place Moses Malone in the pantheon of basketball greats? Your assessment, you know, however you want to approach it.
Well, one thing about Moses Malone, you call James Brown the hardest working man in show business. This man was one of the hardest working men in the NBA. The man bought his lunch pail every game.
Yeah.
You could tell by how the guy sweat when he was at the free throw line. I mean, sweat gallons, sweat buckets, man.
Yeah.
You know, he would grab rebounds like they were the last biscuit on the plate.
There you go.
I mean, you know, nobody that worked as hard as him. Now, he had a big hand in making Hakeem Olajuwon was a raw player when he got to the NBA.
Exactly right.
He had a hand in molding him into making him into one of all-time greats. And I think, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon would tell you that himself.
Wow.
So you would have to put Moses Malone right up there in that top 15, top 20 area there.
Yeah. I'll be well said.
You know, his high school coach should be. We're gonna try to get him on the air. He lives in Richmond.
Yeah.
He lives in Richmond.
Okay.
He has always lived in
Bill
Richmond.
Lawson?
Yeah. Now, let me. No, is it last name? No,
It's another guy.
it's another. Oh, man, I know that man. He'll probably come in here and smack
He
me.
was on Channel 6 this past week.
Yeah, man, that
84
guy.
years old.
He lives on. He lives here in Richmond.
Lives here in Richmond.
I'm gonna get in touch with him. I know how to get in touch with him.
Wonderful.
But the thing that I want to say, that man did a great job with that kid.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm gonna tell you, I played basketball against his coach.
Okay.
When I got out of college, man, that guy was real physical, but I was physical too. You know.
Clapton did it to you when the Godfather.
No, he wasn't. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, at Nottoway we had a real good basketball team, faculty basketball team.
Okay.
And see, coaches don't play no more. Mm-hmm. They don't play, and a lot of these guys can't play. That's why they don't play.
Right.
They can coach, but they can't play. But the thing I'm saying, his coach was a great basketball player, and Petersburg was loaded with players. Man, I could start calling names of guys in Petersburg, man, and all of them were great basketball players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, you know, I guess the sentiment could definitely be rest in peace. You know, Moses. We really have lost, you know, a great one, you know, from a local perspective, but just from a national perspective, we have. And just you hate to hear when it's untimely like that and everything.
Well, can you imagine the guys in heaven playing basketball?
Yeah, the basketball.
Mo on my team.
Yeah, well, when he came up, he said, "I want more."
I want more.
That's right. In the first round.
Say, well, let's have a story. God and St. Peter having a pickup game. God got first choice, of course. He going with Moses, his first pick.
Moses gonna be up in there.
Moses gonna be his first pick.
I tell you what, I'll never forget. One time they had some problem down at the Coliseum. I was working down there, and they had the doors all open. I think it was they thought it might have been a fire started or something. Okay. But anyway, everybody was given an opportunity to go out and stand inside the where they had, you know, the all locked off and, you know, outside. So I turned around and Mo said, "Hey, coach." I said, "Hey, Mo." He said, I want to holler at you. Mo was getting in the, he gonna get in the game, because every time I used to see him, if I was on the door, he was in the game.
Right.
So Mo came on over, and I said, "Just stand right here until I go in, and you go with me." And he said, "Okay, okay." Yeah. And you know, that was honestly, that was the last time I ever talked to him. That been 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago.
But like you had mentioned, Coach, he stayed very connected to the Petersburg area and everything.
Yeah, right.
And one thing I want to bring up, you know, now that he's passed, maybe it'll happen, but why hadn't the city of Petersburg honored him up to this point? It should be a street, a school, something should have been named after him. It may happen now.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably.
But it should have happened
All
before
I'm
now.
saying, a certain politician promised it was going to happen, and they didn't do it. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well,
A certain
you know,
politician
a lot of
promised it,
times,
but it didn't happen.
we know if you don't some money over there,
Yeah.
they aren't going to do it, even though you have represent them very well with your talent.
Yeah.
I know that's the people in Petersburg got an attitude talking about, well, what has Mo done since he left here? And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
He don't have to do anything. He's from Petersburg.
Right.
I mean, Al Greer got a street named after him in West Virginia.
Yeah.
I've been on that
Yeah,
street.
me too.
I've
Yeah,
been on
yeah,
that
I
street.
have
Hey, but real quick, guys, permission to take executive order. I just want to thank Mr. Preston Brown for being a proud sponsor of Virginia Union.
All right.
And there's the ad right there, full-page ad. And we'd like to thank Coach Joe Taylor and Mr. Jim Juno. And basically, Coach Taylor said because of the great work of Sports Talk, for looking out for Virginia Union
no, he
and
didn't
putting
say
the different coaches on. They gave a spread right there. So y'all can see it's Famous Browns is a proud sponsor
all
of
right,
Virginia
man.
Union Athletics.
There you
So
go.
you get a program, there's Famous Brown right there.
My man.
And I know Mr. Brown is busy right now, but
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, job well done.
Yeah, good stuff.
But I want y'all to see it. So you get a program, please buy a program at Virginia Union. And here you are, Famous Brown is a proud sponsor of Virginia Union Athletics. And this program will be in football and basketball.
Well, you know what, Red? I don't know if y'all noticed it, but during the week of homecoming,
Yes, sir.
man, they are doing something every day.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Have y'all seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
because I get
it's
the
money,
newsletter and stuff,
and
being
there's nothing
alumni.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just that's the way it used to be.
right.
Back in the day, that's where it's supposed to be.
That's
right.
right. That's what you're supposed to
Then
do.
we had the Gold Bowl and
Yeah.
everything. When the Mason was cooking food, and they had the different food contests out there.
Hey, G, guess
That's
how
where
many
it's
people
supposed
they
to be.
brought in here this year?
Yeah.
About 13 to 1,500 kids.
All right.
Hey, that's more than anything.
Yeah.
That's double them.